Hi guys, it's nice to be here again and it's a sunny day, that's nice. The title of today's Facebook Live is Technology Making You Stupid? You may be aware that yesterday was the 50th year celebration of Apollo 11 landing on the moon, so that's 50 years ago. And it was one of those interesting things. I was looking back on those last 50 years and technology has advanced immensely in that time. You may or may not be interested to know that the device that I'm recording this on, going live on, is an iPhone 6s, and that has 32,000 times more computing power than the navigation system on Apollo 11 when it landed on the moon 50 years ago. That's really shocking. I'm holding it in the palm of my hand. So much has changed in those years. In those years, we've had cell phones turn up in our lives, again, in the palm of my hand. We've had Dyson change the way that we hoover, dry our hair, have fans, and all sorts of things like that with that wonderful cyclone technology. Personal computers have become mainstream and we all have them, and we all have many of them. The World Wide Web has changed the way that we operate, the way that we search for things, the way that we get our knowledge. We've had mobile MP3 and MP4 encoding turn up in that time. We've had touchscreens and again, holding one of those in my hand at the moment. But what is this doing to our health? There are many concerns and many proven issues around technology's effect on our health. Many of the people that I work alongside will be able to attest to the fact that they're seeing lots of back, neck and shoulder problems from use of computers, use of handheld technology. There's lots of concerns around the radiation that mobile phones and wearable tech create. It's not proven yet, but we will see what comes over the next few years. Excuse me, the wind's getting a bit up. But the thing that I'm really concerned about is the mental health of young people. They're bombarded with social media posts of everyone's happy life. I'm guilty of it. I don't post things that are negative. I don't post when I've had a bad hair day, although maybe I should today. I don't post when I've had a bad day and I want to stay under the duvet. I post good things, nice things. But it does lead to people thinking that everyone else's life is better than theirs. We're also expected to be available all times. Some people find themselves waking up in the middle of the night to check their phones and their messages. And this is leading to quite a large impact on mental health, and particularly the mental health of young people who are finding that if they haven't got a device with them, they're bored. They don't know how to play, they don't know how to interact, and they are feeling more and more socially isolated despite having more and more friends and more connections. The human brain is a complicated thing. It's made up of multiple billions of neurons, and they need to be stimulated. They need to learn to keep themselves healthy and exercised and fresh. And sometimes the tech that we are using is preventing that from happening. I think the most obvious example that I've experienced in my life is the invention of the satellite navigation systems, where we blindly follow these things rather than getting a map out and understanding our route and how we're going to get somewhere. That planning, that understanding, that checking out actually exercises our brain, whereas sitting a phone in a holder or a sat nav on the screen doesn't actually exercise those neurons at all. But technology is part of our lives. Many of us who are running businesses are having to use technology. Many people who are employed in business have to use technology. Some of it specialised. And I'm not saying that we need to cut ourselves off, although there may be an appeal to that. What I'm saying is that we need to think about how we're using it and why we're using it. Yes, of course, businesses need to be on social media, they need to respond to emails, we need to use the technology that is appropriate. But, like me, blindly following a sat-nav is possibly not helping us and every now and again get that map out. Learn something new, challenge yourself, push yourself a bit further. The best ways of learning actually connect that new learning to existing knowledge in the brain, and that's the best way of exercising the brain and helping it keep healthy and develop. So think about learning something new. There are also many other tips that aren't related to how the brain operates, but helps how the brain operates. Things around exercise, nutrition and sleep. And if you'd like to know more about those, message me and I'll get back to you with those tips that I know and have found out. And if you are struggling at all with mental health, then do reach out. There are some things that we can do to help with that mental health situation. And if you'd like to know more about the tech advances in the last 50 years, how the human brain works and learns, and the tips I said about those ways of keeping your brain healthy, they are on my blog, which I published yesterday. I will add the link in down below. If you'd like to go and have a read, hopefully you'll find it interesting. Please leave a comment and speak to you next week. Cheers. Bye.